spark when we speak. Stronger together, yeah, we building each week. Each one reach one, now the whole world know. Big Jack, story time, walk, toss, let's go.
All right. Welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together, that if each one would reach one, we can all grow and glow. And I got my man with me right here, my brother, Walt Talks. What's up, man?
My man, what's happening, Big Jack? How you doing, sir?
Man, you know me. I'm super excited. I always love being on the show. And we are in between like two holidays. I think we just finished Valentine's Day and tomorrow being President's Day.
Yeah.
So how was your Valentine's? How did it go?
Man, but so Valentine's Day was great. Let's start with that. But the fun part of Valentine's Day is women asking me what I'm doing for my wife for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And man, I love just saying every day is Valentine's Day and watching everybody's blood pressure go up to about 100. And I get a kick out of it. And then I follow it up with, look, there's nothing that she doesn't want, that she wants more than Valentine's Day than to make me happy. And it's mutual, So for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna treat myself to a new set of golf clubs. And I'm telling you, man, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I was threatened yesterday and the day before leading up to it. But we went out, hung out, went to a black tie fair last night, man. Stayed downtown in one of the local hotels in DC, and we were good. We had a good time, partied, danced, man. My feet hurt, my knee hurts. I got my icy hot on my knee and all that good stuff, man. So I'm good. Had a good time.
Man, that's great. Me and the wife went out to the symphony last night. So we went to watch Baltimore Symphony. They were down in DC.
Okay.
So I know they trade places, but
Where?
Strathmore. Is it Strathmore?
Oh, Strathmore. Yeah, right there. Right there. Absolutely.
So,
nice venue.
Yeah, it really was a great show. Super excited to be able to catch them when we can. And and then after that, it's funny because we went out to eat at IHOP because normally when it was over, that was like the only place. You got to hang out at the IHOP. And what was really cool about that though is that we were getting ready to leave out. Another older couple came in, and they had to be in their, I would say in their 70s or plus.
Okay.
And they came in after us, and the lady whispered to my wife, "I'm with my Valentine." So
yeah, man. Y'all kind of nod at each other and like old players. Old players kind of get that nod. And,
that was it.
Yes, sir.
That was it. So we had a good time, and it really is. I'm not. I don't know. Other than some people being off tomorrow, I'm not one of them for President's Day. I know
tomorrow's a holiday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow's a holiday for a lot of people. So with that being said,
Monday. I call it Monday.
Monday. Yeah, that's what it is. A Monday.
Saturday is Monday. It's Monday.
It's Monday. It's Monday. But bro, we got a great show today. We got a wonderful guest we're getting ready to put up on the show. I'm always
I'm excited, man.
And I don't know which direction we're gonna go with this, but we're gonna have a good time doing it.
All right.
So let's kick off this Iron Sharpening Iron show with the big logo, and then when we come back, we'll have our guests up on the stage. Are you ready?
Wow, yes, sir. Let's make it
happen. All right,
yes,
let's
sir.
go. Welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron show. All right. We got the man, Mr. U, up on the stage. What's going on, sir?
Evening, distinguished gentlemen. Thanks for having me here, guys. I appreciate you.
Oh,
my man. This guy's on the wrong show.
No, I'm on the right show, man. I see two distinguished gentlemen right here. Two of them.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. I've certainly been called worse. Mostly by these guys that you're talking
to. I heard some of the rumors. Somebody's not playing fair.
Sometimes.
Every now and then. Yeah.
Dirty pool, if you will.
Dirty pool. If they say if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So let me see. No, we had to get out of that.
Who said that, though?
I said, who said that? Yeah, that's right.
Definitely a cheater. Yeah. He wasn't a golfer, I can tell you that. He's not a guy I want to play golf with if that's the case. Yeah. Guy says that guy want to play golf.
You got one ball on the green, one on the green, and two in your pocket. You got
two in his pocket, one in the sock. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, don't listen. Welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. Look, let me tell you right now, we are live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, and we'll definitely make cuts of this and put it on Instagram and Twitch and all those other streaming networks. As I told everyone already, if you don't know, you know I am not on TikTok anymore, so I'm not posting anything else on TikTok, but that's me. You can continue to do, but if you're looking for this show or any clips of this show on TikTok, you will not find it from me. So, all right. So, Mr. Yu, again, welcome, and please tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit, man. The story is so long, man, but I'll try to keep it brief. I'm a high-performance coach. I've been coaching for about 27 years, doing personal and business life coaching mainly to the high performance of the different tier, if you will. So I'm talking to different people I'm spending more time in. So this is more of a high level ticket, if you will. I'm a worship leader, singer, songwriter, been that for 30 years now, almost 30 years. Professional speaker and the host of 3 Excuse Moving podcasts that are on YouTube, every listening platform, and Facebook, Instagram, everywhere pretty much. So I stay busy along with being a minister with my wife. We got a very active ministry that we're involved with, and we just keep lots going on, man. Here's 3 daughters, 6 grandkids. Just found out we got 3 great grandchildren now. So
wow.
It don't stop around here. It's always something going on around here in this atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? But just a few tidbits about me, man. But thanks for having me on again, man. I really appreciate this one.
All right.
So now you said a singer-songwriter, spiritual leader, life coach. So I'm gonna go back to the coaching part. So I want to understand how this.
A lot of hats, man, for one head, man.
I see that you got a lot of hats going on. So, and I thought I had a lot of hats on. So I'm
you
definitely
do,
want to get into this. I want to get into this. So when you're a spiritual coach or a life coach, what does that mean? How would I come to a person knowing I need a life coach, and what's the way to get to you?
One of the things that I think is the most common requests are people who are struggling with their purpose. They're doing stuff, and especially men, because that's kind of who my niche is, men between 30 and 60. They know that they've been, they ain't afraid to work. They understand the integrity of work. They're doing things in life. They're busy in life, but they're not seeing the kind of progress and change that they should see after so many decades of doing it. And they come to the conclusion that, you know what, their work is unproductive. Why is this happening? Then we start talking about accountability and purpose. You're like, you know what, you're doing this by yourself. Nobody is tracking this with you. Nobody's holding you accountable, holding your feet to the fire. And you're finding yourself out here trying to be a solo artist or a free agent. And now it's 30, 50, 40, 50 years down the line. And your wife will look at you like, you know what? You ain't been keeping your word. You didn't do what you promised. So now you got to deal with that look that you get every day now. So those kind of folks that when they are transparent about it, those are the ones that will come to me. We have a conversation, and that'll be a potential client for me. From a spiritual standpoint, it's kind of all those things, but they recognize, you know what? I know God is real. I know that there's some things that I should be doing. My lifestyle ain't quite up to snuff. I still do little things I shouldn't be doing here and there. And they want to have, I guess, for lack of a better word, discipleship. They want to learn how to establish some daily disciplines, some healthy habits, how to start building on that, and start creating a lifestyle that I guess will create the kind of legacy that you can be proud of. So a lot of folks think the legacy is, you know what, I put food on the table for my kids, but your kids are like, I didn't hardly see you, Daddy. It's not legacy. So I try to help people not have that kind of conversation or that kind of into their story. So from a spiritual standpoint, that's how it probably would look. If that makes sense. Hopefully I answered the question, I hope.
No, it definitely makes sense. And it's your way of teaching or telling it to us. So do you find it difficult to separate the two from saying I'm a life coach on a, I don't say a secular, but more helping a person live out their dream or live out their passion and the spiritual side of it? Because if a person is not coming out of the church, they wouldn't understand one side where they might understand the other side. So is it difficult for you to find the difference?
Short answer, I don't find it difficult. The only time that it is difficult is when the person just kind of refuses to accept that there's a responsibility that you innately have. The greatness is inside your DNA, and you can't just try to take business insights and business tips and try to be this person, because at the end of the day, what about your life? What about your soul? What about your family? Those are the kind of things that you can't just ignore. So it's not hard, but it could be hard if you take that kind of approach to it. But for me, it's simple, because I feel like we only have what we have by grace. As hard as I work in my life, I still recognize that somebody helped me along this path.
Absolutely.
Somebody helped me somebody opened doors for me to get to the places that I got to. So I don't look at, you know what? Oh, it's just me. I'm self-made. Those words not even real words. That's not even a real phrase. Nobody's self-made. Somebody opened the door for you, and I don't care if you started your own lemonade stand. Somebody helped you. Somebody funded you that money, or funded you the table, or the jar for the lemonade to go into. Somebody funded that for you. You didn't get nothing by yourself. So to me, I just kind of feel like when we start there, start assessing what your dream is. Why do you think like that? Why do you think you should have the success that you're looking for? Why are you mad? Who you mad at? You know, it goes into the spiritual. I can't even help it. I'm not even trying to go there. Because we talk about the essence of who you are as a person. And that's why I want to help. That's what I deal with. So we're going to have those kind of esoteric conversations, if you will. We're going to get into that stuff. So it's hard to avoid it. But at the end of the day, we'll help you get a goal solved. We take one of those mountains that you got and turn them into molehills. That's my goal for everybody that comes and spends any time with me in a coaching setting. You got a mountain, we're going to bring it down to a molehill. It can't be a mountain all your life. We're going to chop it down.
Okay. All right. So now, is this you were highly or educated for this role, or is it something where life education or life experiences put you in this position?
It's both.
Okay.
If I was doing percentages of that question, and I was saying, okay, am I highly educated for it? And if it's life experiences, it's probably going to be about 40-60. I'm educated and certified in doing, at least I was certified in doing that. And I went through, all the kind of courses you can think of, reading, studying, practicality, but 60% is life experiences, and I got plenty of those that tend to teach a lesson. So whether it's doing a podcast or speaking engagements, or if it's just one-on-one conversation like what we're doing right now, people walk out of it changed, and I have to believe that the life in that life experience is not because of me, it's because of someone greater than me, and they become impacted by it, and they receive change, or they experience change through it. So it's life experience. But I probably would say I'm a 40-60 mix based on how you asked that question.
No, I got you. All right. So now you said singer-songwriter, and I'm trying to remember the years.
Yeah.
You say, was it 26 years or was it 36 years? I'm trying to get.
Oh, singing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. I'm still leading worship in our local community, in our church community. I've been doing that for about, it'll be 30 years in this May. So wow. I've been doing that long. So, but before that, I was still singing a song. I was just doing it in the R&B hip hop realm, out here trying to be the next Jodeci and whatever. So,
all right.
Truth be told, we had better harmony than most folks out there. But
wow,
that's another story.
That is another story. Well, wait a minute.
So another story.
That means we got to get you back up on the stage, or as another segment.
No, bro, I don't do that no more, bro.
Okay, no more.
But if you go on YouTube and you put in YouTube.com and put my name in there, and put in my name, or you put in North Palm Church, or both of them, you see me singing all types of songs. Well, they're all gospel and inspirational. But you see, if you want to see if you can really sing, YouTube.com, put my name after it, you see probably more than you want to see.
I got you. Okay.
I'm taking you up on that.
I'll say definitely going to make sure we put your name out there and put your link up. So you have, I know you do, you got YouTube channels, and you said all the other streaming platforms. So you're out there. So we'll make sure we get your link in the chat so people can find you if they want to. Or I would say go to and make sure they find you 100%. So now, yeah. So now when you're leading, and when I hear leading, I'm thinking like you're the choir director. So you're the choir director, or is it praise and worship leading? Praise and worship
leading, yeah.
I'll say praise and worship leading. Okay.
Choirs are for special occasions.
Okay, I got you. All right.
We're not really doing that. So
I got you.
In those settings, I'm a part of the choir or part of an ensemble or something, or leading songs. So I'm not choir director. I don't even want to do that. So
okay, I got you.
The praise and worship leader, yeah, that's kind of where it is. And you'll see that on some of the YouTube videos, or all of them. Really.
part of one of my life professions I had was pastor of a church. So having that spiritual leader that especially for praise and worship was definitely different than choir, and that was the difference. So and having someone who can lead a praise and worship, get the service moving in the right direction and the spirit flowing, it's a special skill, and it's totally different than having someone stand up and lead the choir. Even though some people might, even in the chat, might say, "Oh, they're the same." They're not the same. You know, it's like a football team, a team getting ready to come out on the stage. You hear the band and you see all the fireworks and all that pumping off. That's getting you hyped to get out there on the field to play this game. Yeah. That's what a spiritual leader is about, getting you pumped up, ready to go, to get out here, and that's open up the doors. Let's go. And then once the game is going, that's a whole different song that you're hearing playing in the stand. So maybe I'm wrong. But so you say you're married with daughters, all daughters.
Girl dad. Hashtag girl dad.
Hashtag girl dad. All right.
Out here standing at doors talking about you ain't coming in here.
I was about to ask you that. I was about to ask you that right there, because I got all boys. So I don't know what it's like to have to stand there and be like, no, you're not. So can you walk me, please, down the street of raising girls, and I don't know their ages, but raising girls in today's world. In today's world, what is it like as a dad of women?
Wow. It's an amazing story. I'm trying to keep it brief though. But they're adults now. I mean, like I said, you got kids and grandkids in the midst, so that they are definitely of age. I think it was just tough for me because I didn't have the fatherly example back in Brooklyn. So I was trying to figure stuff out, kind of piece stuff together to figure out. I mean, basically my inspiration was the Cosby Show in 1984. I know I can't say his name now because people start cringing.
No. Hey, man, you can't.
For me, that's how I did that. And I might follow up a little bit of Family Ties after that show. That's how I seen what a father should act, Full House, whatever. That TV was my way to learn what a father at least should or could become. So I didn't have any outlet for that kind of stuff. No offense to my mom. She was working 2 jobs, ain't going to school. I was the latchkey kid, so I was like, just gutting it out and kind of not to make her life miserable. So that was my goal. So, but as far as fathering 3 girls, I didn't know what I was doing. Period. Wow. I'm like, how do I do this, man? I never seen this before. So it was a lot of trial and error. My wife was very gracious. We let this crazy Brooklyn kid figure stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I could be rough and a teddy bear. And it was just a number of things going on all at one time, man. I hope that my daughter will say, you know what, that I was a good dad and I was there for him and stuff, and I was present. I hope they can say that. They don't, they're probably lying, but it just it is what it is. It was hard, man. I mean, that's a question I get asked a lot. How can you be a father when you didn't know how a father should be, and you didn't have one as a role model? It's honestly, God helped me piece it all together. When I realized, and recognized the importance of him being a father, that's kind of how I started to learn. Yeah, I was reading books, taking cues in little areas, asking questions of sage people in my life, but I didn't really have any mentorship. So for me, I was just trying to, learn on the fly, basically trial by fire. That's exactly right. I said I was soaked in gasoline. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out, how do I do this? I'm on fire every night. I'm thinking about going back to Brooklyn. I'm like, this is not going well. So, I mean, it was that kind of situation, but the kids are alive and they're doing well, and nobody's dead, so I think I must have did at least a halfway decent job.
Without knowing them and just this brief time talking to you, I'm gonna say I think you might have done a good job with them. So that's a good thing. And it's funny because I used to be a foster parent, and to be a foster parent, you had to go through all these classes on how to be a parent, and I was like, wow. So for me to be a parent to a child that's not mine, I didn't give birth to, I got to take all these classes. I don't give birth, but I had nothing to do with creating this child. You got to take all these classes, background checks, take all these classes, financial got to be straight, your house got to be straight, and this and that. I said, but to be a parent, all you got to do is have sex. That was it. To be a parent, you just got to have sex. But to be a foster parent, I said, we got this thing flipped around. Not that you should do that, not offer those classes for foster parent, but they should have classes for parents, because there's a lot of stuff you just don't know. You don't know, and you're sitting there winging it, and they're actually offering classes for people who are getting ready to become parents. And I'm not just talking about Lamar's, the way they can tell you how to push. I'm talking about tell me how to, take care of this baby, take care of this teenager, take care of this thing. So I'm sitting there like, wow, but I went through all of that as a foster parent. But you don't go through any of that as a parent.
I mean, think about it. Most parents are taking their cues from their parents or their grandparents. People living in the 1800s. How you gonna follow their example? The 1800s was way different. They were working in mines and whatnot and scraping for food. You can't parent from that perspective. It's different. Talk about people in actual world wars. You can't parent from that kind of perspective. That was different. Life was totally different. I mean, so we just can't do it. But that's what we do. Generationally, we take the cues from people before us, and we take the habits that we watch them do, and we apply it, thinking it was good because, hey, they did it, so it must be okay. And we just pass that mess on continually. Yeah. So, we can't do that. But I don't know who's teaching the classes that you suggested, but hopefully they got this stuff on, they got their head on straight.
Well, I mean, they actually offer, there's classes on how to be a parent, the proper way to talk to your child and this and that. So, because one, you got to think they're not your kids. But at the same time, making me nervous now. But at the same time,
right way to talk to them. What you mean?
But see, that's again, you got to think about it as a foster parent over a parent. That's not your child. So you can't just go in there like, I brought you in this world, I take you out, stuff that you might have heard when you was growing up. So you got to find another way to do it. But at the same time, they're in your custody. And because they're in your custody, it's no different than if you were sent to grandma's house for the summer. Grandma was going to raise you the way grandma raised you. It's like, you ain't going to pull that here that you pull at your mama's house or whatever. So those are some of the things that you learn. But when you made the comment, we learning from I'll say the last generation or generation before, a lot of parents today are learning from the internet. They're not learning from anybody.
Yes, sir.
They're learning from a TikTok video or Instagram video or whatever. And that's how they're finding their new skills and all. And that's where it's scary. I seen one today, a video today, and I constantly watching it, trying, as a content creator, you're going to watch videos. So if you're out there wondering, do you watch videos? Yes, I watch videos. But they made a comment about the IEP. So that's just more, the educational plan that you give a student that might be struggling in this and that while they're in school. But the comment came up, and it really was touching when it hit me when I heard it, was there is no IEP in life. So when they finish with school, they're not going to have an IEP. So you have this time to get them ready that when they graduate, turn 18 or whatever, that they can have coping skills to be able to deal with the life that they're going to be facing. The comment she even made was, if they commit a crime and be standing in front of the judge, they're not going to be looking at a paper you got 5 years ago talking about he got an IEP. They're not going for that. That time is run. It's run its course. So it's important to have people like you, and that's why I'm glad that you're here on the stage, because as a life coach, you can help a person get out of that rut they might be in, where maybe I didn't get the proper education that I needed. Yeah, they got me through and I got a degree. I got my high school diploma, but I didn't learn life. I only learned ABCs and XYZs and all that, but I didn't learn life. And that's where maybe I'm wrong. Do we think that's important? I'm putting it out to both of y'all up here. And I know, Walt, I really never throw questions at you, but I'm like, is that important?
I think just there are basic things, a basic skill set as being a responsible human being that just travel no matter where you go. And whether you know all the answers or not, hey man, if you can convey and transfer this skill set to your kids, you'll raise some pretty good human beings. They're going to make some mistakes along the way. The difference between them and others is, it's not that they don't make mistakes, but they understand that they're making a mistake. They're not trying to say that they didn't make a mistake. They're not trying to make wrong, right, up, down, and vice versa. So I just think, and your eyes lit up when you said the way you talked to him, and Jack, you made a very good point, because we all just sit here. I just cringed, when you said it, because my mother, God bless the dead, she probably should have just been coming home from the penitentiary for all the time she threatened me, man. So, but I deserved it, and it was never mean spirited, and it was all out of love. But I'm a better person for it because I knew there were consequences attached to my actions, and I believed it. When she said she wasn't coming to get me out of jail, I believed it. When my father told me that, I believed him. When they told me they brought me in this world to take me out, I believed him. They'd rather take me out of here in the streets. I believed them. So all of those things that you can't say to your kids right now because you got to be nice. You kind of like the truth is kind of lost in all that. So let's just say call it what it is, man. So that's what it is, man. You got to make some points at the end of the day. If you're a parent, you're responsible for that person. And in our generation, our parents would have to deal with the consequences of our actions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and you're talking to a guy that got suspended more times than I can count. But not once did my mother ever take the side of my side over their side when she knew I had done something wrong. Maybe that's a discussion down the road, but she never tried to cover up my mess, so to speak. And trust me, as kids, we all got our mess, right? So, and as adults, we have our mess. The thing is, you got to accept your mess, be aware of your mess, and move on through it and grow from it. So, and that's what I don't see going on right now. When you talk about the internet raising people's kids, I don't see that.
It's crazy.
I don't see that. Our parents and grandparents, education or not, they had some good they probably had a few blind spots, no doubt. But the basics, the basics, man, they did a pretty good job. But I think our generation and the one after us I'm 62, they kind of dropped the ball, man. I really do. And I mean, that's just my opinion, man. Not all the time, because we get people right here that came through, made the best of it. But I think, there's blame to go around.
So I'm gonna work with Mr. U real quick. Mr. U, I'm looking at something that said you was a chef. Am I missing something?
No, you're not missing anything. I was doing that professionally for about a decade.
Wow.
I'm still at, but I'm just not doing it professionally because my feet didn't like the 16-hour days. I'm just gonna be honest about it. I wasn't trying to be the next Food Network star. I didn't care. I wanted to kind of learn some skills and kind of grow the skills that I already had. Because being a latchkey kid, I had to learn how to be creative. I mean, I couldn't keep me mom working 2 jobs and going to school. I couldn't keep giving her chicken patties and French fries every night. I had to do something else. So I was trying to figure out how I could make something, because I watched The Sacrifice and it hit me here. Hit me in the center. I'm like, man, she's going all out, man. I got to try to help. I felt compelled to try to help. So I was rocking chicken patty and fries for a long time. She never said one word about it. She ate it. She seemed to be happy with it. Even she probably hated it. She never said anything about it. But I wanted to be more creative, so I started learning how to get her to trust me with the stove. You know what I'm saying? I started making some more stuff, and before you know it, I was cooking since I was like probably 15, really.
Yeah.
And then once I got a little bit older, I wanted to go to culinary school and get some tips, and they didn't give me what I needed. Even I gave them massive tuition. I didn't get what I wanted to get, so I had to learn stuff on my own after I graduated, which is fine. So technically, I'm still a chef, but as far as the professional doing catering and weddings and stuff, I'm out on that game. I don't want. I'm not seeing city officials and government officials, if you will, rolling drunk, and slurring their words, falling over themselves, and pick them up and like, man, this ain't. They ain't giving me enough money for what I'm sitting here witnessing right now. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm gonna vote for you in 4 years. I'm good, man. I'm good. So I'm still a chef, but
what's your specialty? What's your special dish, man? Yeah, you
man. I love Italian, man, but what I'm leaning towards is the kind of stuff that my mother, because she's from the Virgin Islands, so I try to deal a lot in the Caribbean. So I'm trying to learn more and more of those, but it's a tough question for me because I like different things. I do some little bit of Mediterranean too. So I don't know if I have a special. My wife would say, when I make homemade Chinese food, she likes that. She thinks that's the thing because Out there, you can get MSG and brown sauce. So at home, it's going to be clean and it's going to be good for you. So if you ask her, she would say it's a homemade Chinese food.
Oh man, I know the daughter, your wife and kids love that, man. The fact that you cook, huh?
They
You
all
try
love
it
that,
all out on them, huh?
That was probably the time where they were the nicest and the happiest when they were eating that. Yeah, after the food was gone.
Yeah, my man. All right.
All right. So look, I'm not hustling it back there, but I'm peeking in your background, and I'm seeing all these giant helmets sitting up there.
I was just looking at that. Look at the giant in Michigan. Yeah, I'm looking.
I said it's giants in Michigan back there. So you got to tell me something about that. I know you said you're from nothing, man. You see, you're out of New York.
You can see that.
You're out of Brooklyn, out of New York. So I'm gonna say you're a Giant fan. Huh? Is that what we're going with?
I mean, the people from New York like the Cowboys. I don't understand. I ain't judging. I just don't understand. Because New York and Dallas are like that far apart. I don't really get that far, but absolutely. I grew up in what my mom called an all New York house. I don't care if it was the Jets. I don't care if it was the Mets. I don't care if it was the Nets. They all run. All that stuff. Or it was Colgate. If it's a New York team in the tri-state area, this house going to root for them. That's how I grew up. So when I left, I had to start making some executive decisions, if you will, some business decisions. So I'm rolling with the Yankees, the Knicks, and the Giants primarily. And that's been since the early 1980s. So it's probably a new phenomenon, but that's just where my heart's been the entire time. The Michigan situation is a little bit of a different story because, obviously out there's no real college teams. I mean, like I said, you want to root for Colgate, you can, but good luck to you. You know what I'm saying? But back in those days on Saturdays, they would have NBC Sports. They would show two teams almost every week. I don't know what that was about back in the 80s. They would show Purdue. No, not Purdue. They would show Notre Dame and they would show Michigan every week. I'm like, they got TV rights to this out here every week, and I watched Notre Dame. I'm like, I ain't feeling it. I don't know what it was. To this day, I don't know what it was. So I started watching Michigan. It was like I don't know what it was. 1982, 83, got with Michigan and never left. Been a Michigan fan all that time. Never been to Ann Arbor yet. I'm still hoping one that can get in the stadium, get to the big house and see my team go at it. But it's been a while. I ain't been there yet, but I'm still working on it. But so Michigan's been in my life since 83. So it's been quite a while. Die-hard Wolverines fan, man.
Nah, I got you. During the college days and playing college ball. And when I first went into school, we were independent. And Notre Dame always had a bowl game, regardless of what their record was like. We had to go at least 6 or 7 wins to get a bowl, be bowl eligible. And they could be 2-8, and they get a bowl. Like, how are they getting a bowl at 2-8? They got the deal. Whatever's going on in Notre Dame, they got the deal. So, Valor Vision and Training down there put up said the Jersey Giants. So they know New York is Jersey Giants.
That's my friend Nick, man. I was on his show. He said that same comment. I'm like, we still doing that, Nick?
Right.
We still doing that?
It's like the Maryland Commanders, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, but the risk.
Hey man, hey look, but they've been in Maryland for 20 years, So it's supposed to be coming back.
Maybe Pastor don't make sense, but I mean, it is what it is. But I don't know. That's not an argument. It's not an argument I want to fight. I can't fight that. New York,
you almost scared me for a minute though, because when you said you were all New York, I get it when you're talking about outsiders. But hey man, when I meet somebody who says they like the Giants and the Jets, I'm like, whoa, this guy's not from New York. But you explained it, so that made sense because you got to. It's like Giants. I mean, it's like a Giants, Knicks, Mets, and Yankees, and like you said, then there's Jets and Mets, and which is crazy.
Them other teams that rhyme, that's not for me.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
My mom, I was pleasing her. Mom was born. What you want to call me? Okay, whatever. But that was for her. That wasn't never for me.
Gotcha.
The Mets are in Brooklyn now, and it still ain't for me. They ain't my hometown, and it's still not for me. The Mets, that's not for me. I don't like Queens. That's not for me. The Jets, I'm so sorry. I know who Richard Todd is, but I'm not doing green. I'm not doing game green and white. I'm sorry. So that's just. I'm not connected to that whatsoever. It's Giants, Yankees, and Knicks forever. it's been like that really almost the entire time. I just kept on the raps.
All right. So since you brought up, you're a native New Yorker in Brooklyn, and you got to pick a side. Is it Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas? I gotta know.
It's Biggie, man.
It's Biggie. Okay.
It's Biggie,
okay.
Biggie. Can't you see? Sometimes the word just hypnotize me.
Okay. All right. So now is Biggie the best rapper or best MC?
Best rapper.
Oh, best rapper.
I like
so his lyrics. You're telling me his lyrics.
I like.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
Lyrically, yeah. But I like Eric B and Rakim and EPMD, and I mean, that's kind of where Big Daddy Cam. That's kind of where I'm. Yeah, that's just different. So the best rapper, that's a hard one for me. I'm not. Give me a multiple choice test because I can't pick somebody and say it's the best rapper. I can't. I really can't do it. Help me.
Barbershop discussion any day. It's a great discussion.
It is, man. But I still need a test with 3 options in it. I can't.
I'm with you.
Or that select all the above. Select all that apply. Yeah.
All of the above.
I will pick D. All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
So look, I'm gonna ask you, because I know we all grew up. I mean, I grew up in the Washington D.C. area. Walt grew up Washington D.C. area, and go-go is the music style for us. So we know that New York was more than rap game. So did you, as a youngster in New York, was you trying to be a rapper? Was that your inspiration? Or I know when it was Run DMC and they had was it Jam Master Jay? That was his? Theirs?
Yeah.
So what part of the
man's house when he was alive one time?
Oh crazy. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the kind, and matter of fact, you go on YouTube, you might run into some of that stuff. What the thing for me was I was one of the now I don't claim to be a rapper because nobody's gonna own that. I didn't freestyle.
Okay.
I didn't freestyle and I didn't break dance. But if you give me time to write rhymes, because I'm a creator, I'm a writer. I've been writing since I was 5. So I'm a writer. I can do poetry. So give me some time to write a rhyme. I've done it for songs. People, that's easy. I've done it on the song to be recorded back in New York. But I'm not calling myself a rapper. I just know how to rap. But I don't freestyle. I probably can if I applied myself. I just never tried. I write it and then I spit it. So that's kind of how that works. So no, I'm not a rapper.
I got you. All right. Hey, we all look. I remember again being in the DC area when it was the East Coast versus the West Coast. Trying to see who had the best rap and all of that, and they would come through the DC area. And back then, the Capitol Center was open. Walt, you remember those days?
I was driving the limo back then. Yeah, early hip hop. I was driving the limo for a time. Yeah, so I drove them all. Yeah,
all of that stuff was going on, and we had the big fat shoelaces in our Pumas and all that other stuff. So, my Adidas and the Pumas, and they had the game locked down. So we was all not being from New York. I remember a lot of the stuff I was inspired by came from up north. So
let me ask you this: with your gospel, you old school or you more contemporary? What do you prefer?
Talking about with the music?
Yes, with the music.
Oh,
yes.
This is. I'm probably gonna lose friends saying stuff like this, but the old gospel.
Yeah, man, nothing like it.
I can't relate.
You can't relate? Oh man,
I was
man. So what did your mother listen to? Your mom never listened to it? You never listened to it as a kid? Did you ever listen to it as a kid?
Nah. My grandmother, she was from Cuba.
Okay.
She listened to some of they were of the Episcopalian faith. So if you know anything about that or Catholicism, you kind of can imagine what kind of music they're probably listening to.
Not very strong music.
The hymnals, if you're sleepy, you can't listen to it because you're gonna go out. That kind of deal. So that was what's going around, along with my mom's love for Caribbean music. And I mean, that was playing in the house always. And then, of course, stuff like Michael Jackson and Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, that was going on in my house along with that stuff. Michael Jackson, all that kind of stuff. Stevie Wonder. So the old time guys, I mean, with all due respect, the old time guys.
No. That's what it is. Connect with it.
I'm like, wow. I'm not.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, hey, that's why I always like to ask that question because I'm the opposite. I like some of the new stuff. I'm like, it don't really hit me in my in my soul, man. I mean, it doesn't really hit me in my soul. It's nice.
You hit them in their soul either, so it's all right.
Lyrically, you know, it makes sense, but it's just like it just doesn't really hit me in my soul, man. I mean, it don't make me grunt. It don't make me close my eyes, rock my head, and think about my life, man. You know, and I have friends that I'm 62. I have friends that are my age, and we have this conversation, man. You would think we would be arguing over who's the baddest basketball player, you know. Yeah, we're not going to even start that one, but you know, we have that argument, and I'm like, man, I'm just, you know, you say worship leader, and that's why when you say worship leader and choir director, you know, I'm probably leaning to the choir director. Yeah, I'm needed that soul, you know. I
respect that, man. It's just not me, though.
And I get it, you know. So yeah, I get it. But for you as a musician or as a singer, you know what I mean. As a singer, that's why I mean I always look at singers differently, because you can probably sing anything. I mean, you say you can rap, you can do all of that, but like when you tell me what your preference is,
I sing that too.
Yeah, but when you tell me what your preference is, that tells me as a singer that you really do like that, because as a singer, man, like you said, you can do it all, and as a performer, you had to perform it all, you know, at some point, right? And you've shared to sing songs you don't like. So yeah, so when you tell me your preference as a singer, I respect that for sure.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So now I'm looking again at this, you know, because for those who don't know, if you ever a guest on the Iron Sharpening Iron show, we send you a questionnaire. So you get this questionnaire, you fill out, and you get to tell us all about you. You could be lying, you could be telling the truth, but
ain't nobody lying, man.
No, ain't nobody lying. So it says you live by Zig Ziglar quote, right? If you help enough people get what they want in life, God will help you get what you want in life. Okay, so
yes, sir.
So not that you need to explain. So what I say, how has that principle played out in your own journey, especially through your seasons?
I think the short version is it just, you know, I won't make it sound like I'm just like this Mother Teresa and like that. I'm just saying, I just feel like, you know, a life of service, that's one of the best things that I can do. One of the best things I can live. I believe in the golden rule, along with that quote, you know, do unto others as you had them do unto you, right? You know, and I feel like growing up in New York, this is how I know that, you know, that God is on the scene. Because when in the place where I grew up at, we literally walked over dead bodies. We heard people in domestics and whatnot, and we never called 911. I mean, we seen people who got shot, and we never got involved. And that was the vernacular of the concrete part of the concrete jungle I was in. Mind your own business, keep your head down, get to your destination, and so you can get back home safe. Bottom line, it was all about survival. So I grew up around that. Now, nobody per se taught me that directly, but indirectly, I was being taught that all over the place. Through the R&B and hip hop culture, through the streets that I was around, the drugs and the gangs and the people who were influential where I was at. So for me to want to live a life of service, it runs counter to that, the way that I grew up. I'm like, where'd that come from? Because I mean, my mother and grandmother had it, no question, because they were from the islands and it was a whole different mindset from where they were from. But I don't really know where it came from except to attribute it to God and say, it's got to be you, because I've been serving folks for like 30 years and I don't even think about it. It's natural. There's been times, and my wife can tell the story better than me probably, but this time we went to a restaurant, I see a little boy, his sneakers was, I gave him mine. Finished my meal, drove home in my socks. We've given little shirts off of my back. I've done that for people and never thought nothing of it. I didn't think, you know what, I'm getting to heaven if I do this part. If I do this, I'm in the pearly gates. I just did it because it
seemed like the right thing to do.
If I was on the other side, I would love for somebody to do that for me. And I've been homeless and burnt out of homes, and I would love for somebody to say, you know what, I got you. Don't even worry about this stuff. You got a lot going on. Don't worry about this stuff. So for me, a life of service is, I don't know no other way to live. So the Zig Ziglar quote, when I heard it, it just resonates. And now I talk about it every time I turn my mic on, sometime on one of our shows. I'm like, I need to get credit for this thing. I'm promoting it more than he did. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in it though.
Yeah. And that's that servant heart having that spirit of wanting to give or do the right thing, even when you saw so much the other way. You could be, it could turn you, or it can make you, and I'm saying it could make you that hard. And I was like that. I grew up, I mean, like I say, some of the things we saw, some of the things we did. I mean, we're in the murder capital of the world growing up. You didn't know if you was going to make it. You didn't know if you was going to make it, So
I forgot about that.
and so we went through that. We survived through that. And it's like, wow. And then you look back and say, okay, I'm not that person. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna make it, make a difference in the world the best way I can. So it's great. So I'm more like if I was talking to you and I was stuck, I'm burnt out, I don't have nowhere to go. What would you, as the life coach, what would you as a person, how would you help me get out of that rut? And that's where the iron sharpening iron coming in. I need you to help me get out of this rut. I'm at my wit's end. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. What can I do? Help me out, please.
I know people. This is just a product of the world that we live in. This is not to demean what you're saying, but people want quick answers. Give me a pill to make this all go away. Give me a golden ticket to make this thing better. I'm not that kind of coach. Just to be honest about it.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. What about the jumbo, man?
No. You go ahead. I'm listening.
What I want to say was I asked a lot of questions when I'm first introduced to somebody who has some, or they referred to me, whatever it is. I'm asking a lot of questions. Like I'm spending that 90 minutes to 2 hours. I'm asking questions almost the entire time, because what people can do. This is just a human thing. I know people do it all the time. Like, for example, say your kid calls you with a quote unquote emergency. I need this so-and-so, like real quick, because, and you go give that, what are you enabling? Without knowing all the information. Mm-hmm. I'm asking a lot of questions, and my daughter's getting frustrated because I'm like, I need to understand the entire situation. And when the more questions I ask, I find out, this is not really an emergency. You're presenting it as one, but it's not really an emergency. There are things that you know to do that you haven't done. Let's try that and see if you still have an emergency. So I approach stuff differently. So in that situation you're talking about, I'm going to ask a lot of questions. Why do you think you're in this situation? What were you expecting? Why were you expecting that? Who told you should have that? Why do you think you need it? And it's not to demean the person. I want to understand all the way down to the lowest common denominator, so I know if I can really help a person or not. Because if I can't, I know somebody who can. Maybe they need psychiatric help. I'm not even trying to mess with that. I'm gonna pass on to somebody who I know can help them in that situation. I'm asking a lot of questions. We're gonna get to it, depending on how the questions are answered. We're gonna get to the root of the problem, but I'm not gonna just sit here and try to just give you a guru type answer so I can just get you on the line. So I helped that person. I didn't help you. I gave you a placebo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that with people. So I really want to take my time and understand. And if you don't have the time to do that with me, then maybe it's a better time we can talk at a different time, and we can get have more time to get into it. Because I want to understand fully, because that's not the kind of coach I want to be. I want to make sure that I fully understand what we're facing. Because if we're going to face it together, I want to know what's coming around the corner. I want to know what we're dealing with. It's like, I don't use a war analogy, but you guys understand me, right? Mm-hmm. If we go into a situation, if we go into a place where that's not safe for us, I want to know that you got my back and I got yours. If you got to tell me something, you know what? Your cousin Boo Boo out here, and you're gonna pick him over me. I'm out here. I'm in trouble. So for me, I want to understand that we together all the way with this, because I'm, as a coach, I walk with people all the way as far as you want to go. We can walk for years together. I've done that with people. I'm still doing it now. Are we together or we're not? So I got to assess that. I can't just go and sacrifice time with my family away from my business ventures and what I'm trying to do for somebody who is not even giving me the whole full skinny. Does that make sense? I went on too long with that.
No,
that makes sense.
You made a lot of sense. And the thing is this is you the coach, and this is how you coach. So, it's not, you can't be right or wrong from my perspective, because I'm coming to you, I'm burnt out. I need you to help me get out. And sometimes, like you made the comment, I'm burnt out because I didn't get to the root of the problem, because I am on the surface trying to figure it out and this and that, because we do want it instant. because life give you a lot of stuff and it comes quick at you. So I don't really have time to be thinking because I wasted so much time. Now it's the last hour. It's the 11th hour, and I need to get an answer. And that's where sometimes we run into that jam. Walt, I know you had something, so go ahead.
So two things. One, to pick back on what you said, my father used to always tell me, show me a guy who says he's got to do what he's got to do. I'll show you a guy who didn't do what he was supposed to do, right? But when you said what you said, I was going to flip it. How often do you get the guy who has checked all the boxes, has attained all his goals, is pretty successful for himself, lives a pretty good life, raised kids, the whole 9 yards, and retired, and now it's like he doesn't do that thing anymore. Not that he's totally identified with that thing, but just as life goes on, he's not doing that thing anymore. But he's still trying to find something that checks the boxes that thing used to do. And in my case, I'm gonna use myself as an example, where you serve your community, make a good living, have a lot of fun, and learn a lot. And so how often do you get those people in your business? It's like I'm trying to figure it out for my next 20, 40 years. How often do you get those people? Because they're successful people. They have a skill set. It's just like they haven't found that thing that wakes them up the way the other thing used to wake them up. So how do you deal with that in your business? That was what I was going to give you earlier. So pardon the interruption. Please pardon the interruption.
Nah, you're good, man. No, you're good. That's kind of the purpose question. It just kind of reframed.
It's the purpose question
for 30 years.
That's what I need.
That's what it is. It's been 30 years of this. It's the same question. It's been reframed. People from different backgrounds, different personalities, different lifestyles. They just reframe it different. It's the same question. Why am I not getting fulfilled out of what I'm doing? What should I be doing instead? And the people that you're talking about, yes, I've been in contact with. I've been in rooms with them, and usually, and I'm gonna bust a parable on your Robert. I want to be somebody you guys don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna do that. But
bring it on. No, bring it on. You'd be surprised.
Bring it on. Let's hear it.
The parable of the young ruler.
Okay.
That's what this is. They've done all the right thing. They followed all the commandments. They're wealthy. I don't know how they earned that. Probably got it from inheritance. But they're wealthy. They did all the right thing. They're good people at heart. Did all the right things. Checked all the boxes. But deep down inside is the emptiness that they can't figure out why they have that. So they come to Jesus and they say, "What can I do to have eternal life? Because I know that the life I'm living, it seems to be on a TikTok. It's not eternal." So they come to the master and ask, "How can I have eternal life?" And he says, "Give up all that stuff that has you, not the stuff you got, but the stuff that has you, and follow me." And he walked away sorrowful because he had a great many things. That person is the same person that you're talking about that comes to me. They have a lot of stuff and they want something that is gonna basically not push them out of their square. They want help, but they don't want to get moved out of the life that they crafted. And and every single one of them so far, it's been 30 years, not a long time, but long enough to see the pattern. They usually walk away sorrowful. Not because I'm the master, but because the level of sacrifice is going to be required to get what they actually want. And I don't say to go to your mansion. I can't get that kind of advice out. You know what I'm saying? But the things that they have to sacrifice to get what they say they want, they can't do it. What they have is so big and vast in their life that it's just too much. It's too many entanglements now. Now the wife and the kids, it's too much to try to disentangle all that stuff and do a wholesale change to get what they want in life. You know what I'm saying?
No, go ahead, Walt. No, go ahead.
No, just to piggyback, that person who collects stuff and thinks these external things is gonna make them happy. I mean, you're gonna see him in both sides of life, because you've seen him before. He wouldn't have been this person at that point, because stuff is not going to make you happy. These things do not define you, and we've been culturally conditioned even now to think that that's the case. So I get what you're saying, but that's a whole nother conversation about the guy who collects things and thinks that those things make him happy. Go ahead, Jack.
No, I'm on the edge right now, because the whole thing is, even with the parable, he didn't have to give up his stuff.
Right.
It's not the fact that I'm telling you to give away anything. It's not letting it control you. You have,
right.
I can, if at any time I can step away from it. But look at people that's addicted to certain things and they make that comment, as foolish as it is, that at any time I want to quit, I could just quit. Then quit.
Then quit.
If it was that easy, then just quit. Why are you still stuck on it? Well, if I wanted to quit, I'll just quit. Then quit. Prove it to yourself. You ain't got to prove it to me. Prove it to yourself. And
Absolutely.
once you get that part out and then it's not holding you down, I can let this thing go and it wouldn't bother me at all. You'll see the difference in your life because it's not what it is. No different than what you said, that you could take the shoes off your feet. You could take the shirt off your back because it's not the stuff that make you. It's not how much the shoes cost me. It's not, do you notice it's a designer shirt? It's that person has something they need something. I have it and let me give it to you. Another parable. If you had 2 coats and a person needed a coat, you give them the coat. If you had 2 shoes,
Absolutely.
you got this stuff. So you don't have to give away all your stuff to say that now I'm godly. That's not what it's all about.
Yeah.
At no time. But at the same time, can you part with it and be okay with your life and not walking away sorrow? Because it's like, hey, I didn't, like you said, you didn't get anything on your own. You didn't get it on your own. So everything that I got, and that's how I look at it right now anyway. Everything I got, God gave it to me. It's all borrowed. It's all borrowed anyway.
It's
so
all
if he
on
decided,
loan. Yeah,
it's all on loan. And so if he wanted to take it back, he could just take it back. It's his.
Yeah.
But that's just how life, that's how I look at it. And but it took a while to get there. It did.
Yeah.
And I don't want to drag that because we could drag that one forever.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump in? Can I jump in real quick? Far be for me to try to defend God. That's not what I'm trying to do. But in all fairness, the master was discerning the situation. He wasn't trying to bluff the young ruler because he knew how the power of the attachment. That's why he asked him that he knew he couldn't do it, to highlight what the real problem was. So if he said, "No, ain't a problem. I could go all the way," he probably could have kept it because it didn't have him. So just to put that out there for people who are watching and listening who may not understand what the parable is fully all about. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
No. This is your you man. You on point. I'm glad you said it because that's powerful, because I guarantee you there are several people watching in the show right now on this podcast who have heard that and have heard the parable without having conversation behind it. And that's the thing, man. Yeah. So that gives you the esoteric as opposed to just the exoteric. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And you could always look at it any kind of way, because in the unfortunate part, and I know this show is not going into the church and what's up or wrong or good or bad about it. But so many people can spin a scripture any way they want to. They can spin a parable any way they want to. And that's not what we're about. That's not what we're trying to push in this way. But it was a good parable to use. And I did ask you if I came to you, how would you spin it? And that's a good way to throw it. Now, 100%. I appreciate that. So I know we got just a little bit of time, and I just want to recognize, because you made this comment. You said that you are a great grandparent now. Yeah, and you said we just found out. So I mean, did they hold it as a secret? They didn't want to tell you what was going on. So help me out with this.
It's just I'm gonna say this in the best possible way, because I don't know if my kid's going to end up seeing this at some point in time. You never know. But my wife and I describe their situations as them working on their testimony. That's how we see it. We're not calling them bad. We're not saying that they're good. We're just saying that they're working on their testimony. So there's a lot of things about the life that my wife and I chose to live spiritually that put a strain on people who, maybe didn't have that same inclination, if you will. So there was just some strained relationships in there in some areas. So things are better. Things are improved. At least two-thirds of our 3 daughters. And what I see is that because they spent so much time rehearsing all of the negativity and all the stuff, our grandkids are like, okay, that's what they remember. Even though their parents have changed, they remember that stuff, and they're learning how to keep things and how to not be forthcoming and how not to, engage relationships. So they're all trying to figure out how to do that right now, which is, we're definitely happy about that. So when we found out about it, it wasn't, I think we would have known before they went to college, but it wasn't, like people maybe in your lives, dude, you ain't seeing, the sonograms right away. You're not seeing, you're seeing that you're at the hospital with them. And, we didn't have that experience. We're kind of, we see in sonogram, but it's like, you already, 8 weeks in, so it's that kind of thing. So we ain't mad. It is what it is. Like I said, they're trying to figure some stuff out. You know what I'm saying? So the relationships they're not pristine right now, but we good. We know what we chose, and we're proud of our decision. And we just kind of let everything play out. So we know we got a third grade coming in here, but we ain't see the first 2 grades yet. So we're still working on an introduction to those 2. So we're gonna figure it out. But it's all good, man. God's in control. We ain't worried about it. It's all right.
No, it's good. And look, and I want to say thank you for sharing that. Because a lot of, like, say, this is your life, this is your business. You ain't got to tell us anything. And to be open, it shows everybody out there that anyone on the stage, we're all human. We're all human beings. We got real lives, real situations that we all go through. So it's none of us going to say, I'm perfect and I got it all my T's are crossed and all my I's are dotted and you can't come at me no other way. No, we all go through something on the regular. I'm 55 years old and I still got a lot to learn, a lot of growing to do. So with that being said, we constantly are learning and learning and learning. I got 4 boys, so all I got is boys. I have no girls. So like I said, it's like, what is it about?
You know how good you got it.
But I can tell you this. I will tell you this, though. My youngest is still a teenager. And he's showing me something that I never thought I would see with them older. The other ones are grown, and I'm like, this is a whole new world with this social media, the internet, and all of that. That the other ones were just learning. This one has got it figured out. So I got to stay on my toes. I got to stay open and ready to go.
You bet you do.
Yeah. So, and I see Jamal out there saying he's 45. Welcome and thank you for hanging out with us. We're already in the hour. We're already in the hour mark, and we don't want to hold you, even though you've definitely done an amazing job with us on the show today.
Thank you, sir.
But I'm gonna ask you because again, this is your opportunity to be out here for people that's watching right now. I mean, we're watching right now who they feel unseen. They don't feel validated. They unsure of their purpose. Is there anything that you can share with us right now? They'll share with them right now to help them get through today and maybe face tomorrow. So I'm gonna let you. What's your words of encouragement?
Ooh, it's a tough one because this is a real thing happening to real people, and it's easy to say, "Oh, just call me, I help you." You know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna frame it a little bit differently today. To answer that question about somebody who's unsure, doesn't feel they're seen. I honestly believe that there's somebody in your vicinity that's watching how you handle this struggle that you're in. And the way you handle it is going to determine how they're going to respond. There are people who we see all the time standing on bridges out here when we go into church because they feel like there's nobody to listen to them. Nobody cares about their voice. They're not relevant. Sometimes they jump, sometimes they get pulled back in. So for those that are watching that are in that situation, if you can honestly say that there's nobody in your life that cares about you, that cares about your voice, that will miss you when you're gone. You got 2 guys on the screen right here, Big Jack and Walt, that care enough to have a conversation with you, even if they don't know who you are. You don't have to make a permanent decision based on a temporary situation. If you feel as though that, something you heard during this broadcast resonates, contact one of us. Let's have a chat. Don't go and just say, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and just do this thing. I've been in that spot, had the pills in my hand. I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is that I had somebody whose life would be destroyed if I had took those pills. You probably got somebody in your life that will be wrecked if you did that. You made that kind of decision. So there's still room for growth. There's still opportunity. As long as it's still called today, tomorrow can be a totally different situation. My wife's father, my father-in-law, loved this saying, what a difference a day makes. Yeah. In 24 hours, your life can change forever. So tomorrow is not promised, but if you're here tomorrow, guess what? You got another shot to make a big difference in life. So you got Walt, you got Big Jack, and if you want to reach out to me, they'll show you how to do that. I'd love to be able to talk to you.
Yeah. Wow. Look, I appreciate it, man. I really do.
Same here, sir.
For everybody out there watching, we say thank you for tuning in to the Iron Sharpening Iron show. We had Mr. U up on the stage with us today. A wonderful time out here. And I'm excited, man. Excited. I'm definitely got to have him back. Well, we got to get him back.
Please, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
I know we've only
Absolutely.
scratched a little
Scratch
bit of
the
the
surface,
surface.
yeah.
So yeah. So we're gonna ask you all, if you haven't already hit that like button, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. And we'll definitely see you on more of the Iron Sharpening Iron universe and all the things that fall under the umbrella. I do got one commercial I need to play before we hit that go off button, or our sponsors, and definitely got to make sure that we give a shout out to our producer who's been in the backstage. Mr. U, I'm gonna ask you to hang back with us as we close out. Won't talk to you, know what to do, and we'll see you all the next time on the Iron Sharpening Iron show and the universe. And thank you for tuning in. So I'm gonna pull you off the stage. We're gonna hit this commercial, and then we're gonna be all right. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, thank you, and good night, everybody. All right.
Looking to elevate your everyday glam? Meet Pink Babe Cosmetics, where bold beauty meets conscious living. Pink Babe Cosmetics is a beauty and lifestyle brand delivering high-quality makeup and stylish merch made to last. Every product is 100% vegan and cruelty-free, created with care for you and the planet. From everyday wear to special moments, Pink Babe Cosmetics offers durable, long-lasting formulas you can trust. Beauty that looks good, feels good, and performs effortlessly. Unleash your confidence. Own your glow. Shop now at www.pinkbabecosmetics.com.